Hi, welcome to the Biological Anthropology Lab. I'm Dr. Connie Feldman, and I'm going to give you a tour of our Biological Anthropology Lab. So this is our space. You can see there's several desks, and we have the room divided kind of by time period and by animal type. And so if you're in this lab, you're probably going to be taking one of our introductory to biological anthropology classes, which is Anth 120, or you might be taking a more advanced class like human evolution or human osteology, or even human adaptation. So let's kind of come with me and I'll show you the lab. So in these cabinets, this is where we keep all our non-human primate material. And so you could see in here, this is a monkey we have here. You could tell monkeys always have tails, and they kind of have this pronated or posture. And we have a lot of non-human primate material, and this is stuff that I will mostly use when I'm teaching my kind of functional primatology labs. We talk about functional anatomy and all the different types of primates and how they move. And this is all stuff that you guys will be able to use when you're in lab with us. Up here is where we keep a lot of our other kind of big ape material like gorillas and chimpanzees. You'll see on the top shelf up here we have a really large gorilla hand. Right? And again, this is all stuff that you guys can kind of pull out and use when you're taking one of our biological anthropology labs. So back here is where it gets really cool. And we have a lot of our kind of older fossil hominin collections. And so we've organized this kind of chronologically from kind of the middle Pliocene back there to early Pliocene type stuff. And these are all fossil materials that you'll get to use in the intro class as well as in the upper level human evolution classes. So for example, this is a specimen right here called Parenthropus Robustus. You can see it has these really big teeth back here, really wide face. And this is something you guys get to measure and handle in the introductory classes. Woo, there he goes. All right, and so we got lots of lots of early human fossil material. It's a little femur. You guys can measure that in lab once you get here. This is all stuff associated with our genus Homo. So these are very early members of genus Homo. So you could see up here, this is something called Homo rudolfensis, one of the earliest members of our genus. Homo habilis over here, who's about 1.8 million years old. And then back here we get to a cabinet that has kind of middle Pleistocene stuff, so specimens associated with Homo erectus here. And we have lots of Homo erectus material for you guys to work with, some from Africa, some from Asia, down here. So you can see these are some Asian examples of Homo erectus, some from kind of Europe over here as well. Lots of postcrania stuff as well if you're interested in postcrania. And again, once you're here, these are all materials you can use and handle in human evolution and your introductory to biological anthropology classes. And the final thing, you'll see these are kind of more recent, modern humans, so Homo Sapiens, and we have a number of these specimens from kind of all over the old world. So you'll see some stuff here from South Africa, some stuff from East Africa as well. So this is one of the earliest kind of modern humans that we have from a site called Herto in Ethiopia, and that's about 195,000 years old. Okay. I think the last thing I want to show you guys are these really cool kind of articulated specimens, and we're really, really lucky to have these specimens, right, because they're cool and kind of expensive. But this represents Homo ergaster, and I've just talked about him a little bit, and you could see this is a good example of how tall Homo ergaster would have been. So it's kind of just about my height, maybe a little bit shorter. And this is another example of something you've probably heard of called a Neanderthal. And so you can recognize Neanderthals. They have these really big faces, kind of wide chest as well. And these guys kind of roamed around Europe about 150,000 years ago. And we do have a whole class that just focuses on Neanderthals called the Neanderthals. This is Australopithecus afarensis, and this represents one of our earliest ancestors, and she's dated to about 3.2 million years old. And one of the things that you'll do in kind of the introductory classes and also some of the advanced classes is you'll be able to work with this particular specimen, Lucy, and we'll do some things like measure her bones to see how tall she was. We can actually look at some of the morphologies, specifically in this bone, the femur, to see kind of how her leg bones are organized in order to allow her to walk bipedally, which is one of the defining traits of being a human or being within the human lineage. And so a good thing when you come to CSU and work in our lab is that you get access to all this material and lots of opportunities to have hands-on experience with some of these fossil specimens. And we're really lucky because we have one of the largest collections within Colorado in terms of primate fossil casts and also hominin fossil casts. And so you'll get to work with some of that material. This is our biological anthropology lab. Thanks for coming on this tour with me, and I hope that we see you sometime soon.